On this episode of Game Shack, I'll show you guys how to install a 3D coin door on your 3/4 scale arcade machine. Coming up next. Hey everybody, welcome on back into another episode of Game Shack. I'm your host, JDV. It is very hot now as I record this about in mid-August. So if I seem a little sweaty, that's why. All right, so let's just jump right on into this episode. This is the third product I have gotten from Retro530, Laramie over at Etsy. I'll have a link down below. Previously, I had bought a lighting kit for my Outrun game and a light up marquee for my Space Invaders game. Now, there are other sellers who sell similar products to this. I presume there'll be something similar to this, but I've always had really good luck with Laramie's products. So I do advise you go ahead and buy from him because he's a really helpful guy if you have any issues and the price is right. I think this is still going for $27, which is a heck of a bargain, considering that you get the wiring kit, you get the light up LED coin door things, which you can customize. You get the little Namco 3D thing, and of course you get the coin doors themselves, and it's a pretty easy install. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and reach out to him over at Etsy. His name is Laramie, or go ahead and comment down below, and I will try to help you walk you through the process if you have any problems. Now, the reason I actually got this is because I don't like the faux printed door that comes with these legacy cabs from Arcade1up. I just don't think they look good at all in person. Without further ado, let's jump into it and I'll show you how to install a light up coin door for your 3/4 scale arcade machine. All right, so of course you're going to want to move the control deck to whatever machine you're using. This is a legacy A1up machine, of course. Just removing the J panel here. Now you see the two kind of drill bits I would normally use to make a control deck, either the paddle type or the keyhole drill. You'll see though that the 1.25" that you would normally use to make holes are too big for this, so you're going to want something smaller. I ended up going with a step drill just because it's going to be a lot easier to control the exact size I'm going to need. And unlike when you're trying to make a control deck with a step drill where the material is just too thick, this is actually a perfect time to use a step drill type of bit, because it's got just the wood's thin enough where it makes sense. If you try it on a control deck, they really don't work very well doing it, but for this application it's great. So here I'm just centering it, eyeballing it, drilling essentially what are the two pilot holes, and I can just remove that plastic bit there and drill it to make sure it fits the coin door, well, the coin coin slot thing. So there, I'm just guesstimating, and just take your time. I just drilled it out bit by bit, just eyeballing it, and then I would make sure whether or not the this coin thing would actually fit in there. See, it's a little snug still, so I'll go ahead and wet it some more. Now, one of the things you really want to do though is you're going to want to go in from behind on this and drill it that way as well, because the problem with these step drills, of course, is depending on which bit you have, is the front of where you're drilling will be much wider than the back. So you have to go in there and drill it from the back. I know that's what she said, but you just have to do it. But it does give you a certain amount of control depending on how fast your drill is. And here I finally, not quite yet. So just a little bit more here. And just take your time. I mean, this is really the most time-intensive part of this project, is making sure these holes are snug and the right size. And just, hey, as soon as you got that one, go right at the other one, because it's going to fit, because you've already drilled it in there for your little pilot hole. So don't be afraid to go right back at it. All right, so now I'm pretty sure the holes fit. Again, that only took me maybe 5 minutes. It shouldn't take long, but take as long as you need to do to get those holes right, because that really is the whole project. This door is essentially held on by the two plastic screws that you're going to use here to screw into the back of each one of those coin slots. And here I'm just kind of making sure that the bottom is going to still look cool. All right, so basically I've locked down the bolts. I'm taking off the back of the machine now because we're going to want to get to the wiring aspect of this. So if you don't want those things to light up, you can basically just stop right there, or just attach the rest of the little door. But assuming you do want to light up, this is how you do it. So you just unplug the power supply from the back of the machine, and Laramie gives you this little Y splitter here. So you just put the female into there, to the power supply that came with the machine, and so now you have one power supply for the actual machine itself, and then the other one is going to go into this wiring harness, which kind of looks a little gnarly just because it has to. It's a little intimidating if you're not used to this kind of thing, but don't worry about it. It's no big deal. So you just plug that one there into the male end there. All right, so now you should have power to those wires. At this point, your machine shouldn't be plugged in though, okay? So basically what you have there is just a positive and a negative. The yellow would be the positive, I think, and black the negative. It really doesn't matter for this LED though, because that's all it is. It's just a light. It won't actually turn the game on or give you credits or anything like that. It's just a cool looking light. Now, there are ways that you could make this give you credits, but that's beyond the scope of this video. Here you can see I'm getting power, so you just want to put them on either side of this little thing. Ignore the thing in the very back at the top there, the two sides. And I'm just putting in the, making sure that it looks good. So you take those little LEDs out by, it's like a little quarter twist. If you just twist them and pull, they'll come right out. Be gentle because they're just kind of thin plastic. But it's pretty intuitive, so I'm just putting the J plate back in because I'm happy with the positioning, putting in the control panel back in, put in the power supply. When you unhook the power, make sure you remember what side the cord is. I believe the red goes on the right on this particular design, but again, your design might vary, so just try to remember that. Just put the control deck back in. Again, using a screwdriver and not a drill because you could crack the plastic. Now, so essentially I'm just putting it all back together, and this is how it looks. Okay, so we're almost done. So we're in the home stretch now. So it comes with a couple of these little double-sided stickums. You could use your own. You can get these off Amazon. You could use Velcro or whatever. It's been really humid here, and it has stuck on here. So I'm actually kind of impressed with how this simple design works, and because it's double-sided, it's also going to hold this little Namco plate. Now, he has different plates. Let him know what kind of machine you have, and he should be able to hook you up with what name you want. Here you can really see the 3D element. It's kind of hard to tell in video, but it really does stick out quite a bit. That Namco really does look good. I was kind of impressed by that. You could actually drill holes behind those coin doors. I drilled little slots in there, so I can actually put a quarter in there. You don't need to do it, but it's kind of fun. And the quarters would just drop down to the bottom of the machine. Again, you could drill out these little bottom parts here and reach in and try to grab them. It'd just be something to do. But it really is a very good three-dimensional design. Alright guys, that's it. It's really not that bad of a build. Again, it took me, I don't know, maybe 40-45 minutes to do this, and that was with videotaping it, so it should take you around the same amount of time depending on your experience. This should work for other 3/4 scale machines. Again, just reach out to Laramie and he might be able to hook you up with something more specifically related to your machine. All right, if you guys like this content, please give me a thumbs up down below. It really does help. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are adding more shows and more content as we reach closer to the fall season. Love each other, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the Game Shack. Mwah!
Be sure to visit EvilGeniusEntertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.